How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Supa coming to you guys with another replay analysis. This time, I'm going to be playing Vengeful Spirit, so let's go ahead and crank this up to 2 times speed. Hey all, good luck, have fun. Some nice, friendly teammates. Go ahead and select player perspective. Alright, here we are in the character select screen, which apparently some SPO TV has some sort of content ID claim with YouTube. If this gets hit again for that crap, I'm going to be so pissed. But yeah, we're in the character select screen, and a lot of us are communicating. Sniper asked if people minded if he picked Sniper, and he went mid. I was like, no, it's alright. I wanted to go Vengeful Spirit and continue and play a little support like I have been of late. But one thing that annoyed me is this guy playing Juggernaut. Last minute, obviously, picks. And then he comes in the game and he's like, oh, why are there 3 people going bottom? And it's like, dude, no. We discussed where we were going in the pregame. So that's something that really bugs me that people need to be mindful of. Please watch the goddamn chat when the game's queuing up. There's little teamwork in these pub matches as it is. We don't need a little more. So here, I bought the courier. I asked the Tide if he could give me a ward, and he ended up placing it so that it didn't go so hot. This is when Juggernaut's like, oh, why are there 3 people going bottom? It's like, dude, that's not really what's going on. You're in the wrong lane. So I'm trying to block because no one seems to do it. So I could have been... Oh, no, actually, I didn't have a ward because Tide wasn't able to give me one. So I'm going to be laning with a Lycan, which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't seen him being played much. Looks like we have a Drow Ranger in our lane and someone else, I think that Shadow Shaman. So get the stun off, get a little harass. I'm going very aggressive, and again, I've made the mistake of... I should know I'm going to be spamming my Q, and as you guys can see, I only bought 1 mana potion and brought 1 mana potion to lane. I've got it queued up that I'm going to be going for a Ring of Bacillus or Aquila relatively quickly, so that can help with the mana regen. But I should have, instead of buying maybe the circlet, bought just some ironwood branches and an additional mana salve, or whatever the hell it's called. So I see that he had actually activated a salve or a bottle or something, so I wanted to stop the health regen, just ran up and quickly gave him a hit. I'm trying to let Lycan farm, but I'm trying to harass, maybe overly aggressive. I'm not really certain, by all means. Any tips or suggestions you guys can give, leave them in the comments below. I'm not sure if I'm being overly aggressive. Perhaps I should have focused a little bit more on denying instead of going all out and harassing, but that's really what I was doing here. Alright, I got 1 deny in, so apparently the thought had crossed my mind at one point. Denied. Alright, actually. So here I'm actually, because the creep wave is closer to the tower, I'm thinking, I don't need to harass as much. But because the creep wave have pushed so far, I wanted to try and force them out of the lane, although I didn't have the mana to actually do it. Get the stun off. He comes in, but he backs up right away as soon as he saw the Shadow Shaman come up. Pop my healing salve, because that's really my only choice. Come over here and try and stack, but this definitely can't be stacked. Oh wait, why the... It looks like on the replays that all 3 come climbing out, but when I was playing, I swore one of them stayed inside the camp. Someone tell me what I'm doing wrong there. Maybe it was just too late. I don't know. Alright, get the stun off, but Lycan's not there to capitalize on it. That's alright. So, saw I had the opportunity while he had him in the chains to come up. Obviously, I want to try and save my carry, and then additionally, it was going to be an easy kill for us. And I really wanted to actually get Drow. I'm hoping that there's a rune over here. It's an illusion. Sucks. I'm going to pick it up anyway. So Lycan's obviously got some healing going on. At some point, I think I may have, because people were actually talking in this game, and it sounded like they were having a lot of trouble top, and at some point I may have decided, you know, I'm going to start building carry items a little faster, or maybe I was just trying to complete the ring, I'm not certain. So it looks like Death Prophet comes in, trying and looking for a gank. They get him, I come up, and I sacrificed myself for him, and actually, I remember actually while I was like playing the game, sitting there going, come on, Lycan, like that's why I'm watching him so closely. I didn't just sacrifice myself so you could go ahead and get killed. Like the whole point of me showing up was so that you wouldn't die. You know, I think that's an important thing to remember as a support. Your life is never more important than the carries. Oh, I didn't even notice. So yeah, Shadow Shaman, he's not doing so hot. Keeps winding up with me and Lycan right in front of him and dying. So at this point, I probably purchase. No, I guess I'm just hiding. Oh no, yeah, I had purchased a TP scroll to go help top because they were asking for help. So there was 3 of us in the Pudge. So I went in attempting to save the tide, and the guy that called us to the top lane just stood there. Honestly, Viper was there. I didn't see him. I probably should have panned my camera up a little further to try and check that out. But he asked for help up top again, and it's like, you know, I came to help and you just sat there, but I hadn't known that he actually wasn't level 6 yet, so maybe I should make it a point to, instead of just going on what I know and relying on my teammates to talk to me, perhaps I should be looking and clicking on my teammates as it is.
Radiant's bottom tower, Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So here, that was an unfortunate situation, and we lost the tower. I come back into the lane though to just make sure that the push ends there.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top
So
tower
here I'm
is
gonna
under
go
attack.
ahead. I bought boots. I'm gonna set a queue for my power treads. In the meantime, I'm going to purchase some wards and get some wards sent in. Now, I'm not great on wards, and perhaps I should look for some videos on YouTube on ward placement. So let's make a point to kind of check that out, because this is actually a game where I made a point to get them. So once again, any tips that you guys can leave me in the comments below about my ward placement, what you guys think about it. Do you guys think I'm holding on to the wards a little bit too much? Because as you can see right now, I haven't even dropped one of them yet.
Radiant's middle tower. Radiant structures are fortified.
So this Lycan is doing pretty good. I like to think that I'm really helping him. Here we come in, and thanks to that kill on Drow, we're able to take the tower and even the odds in this lane. I check the mini-map and I see that top is about to get pushed on again, so I believe about now I'm going to TP top. Yeah. So I TP top with the hope to help them out. He tells me that Pudge is sitting there waiting to get a hook off. I didn't realize that there was another person sitting over at the side shop, Viper. So he comes up and he ults him. We get the stun. Pudge is dead. Pretty good teamwork. But then this Viper gets involved. Oh no! We do take him out. Nice. And then Shadow Shaman teleports in. But we're able to go ahead and take this tower as well. So now we have taken all of their tier 1 towers. Now I'm debating at this point whether to buy a 4-staff or a blink, and then I think I ended up deciding on a Desolator instead, just because I know how tanky Viper is building and Pudge can get as well. So at this point, none of us have the mana to really deal with Viper, so we decide to back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Viper comes up. At this point, like, something I'm talking to the Tide, and I'm trying to tell him that if he comes up again, I want to try and swap him, and there was an opportunity for me to do it, as I recall, but I ended up misclicking one of my buttons. Like right then, I think if I had swapped him, he would have been in tower range, but I had misclicked one of my buttons. I was actually hitting T instead of R, so I didn't get the ult off. But I'm glad that even though I left the lane I started in, like, and is still going to town.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So at this point, I TP mid because I see that they have a pretty large creep wave that's kind of pushing mid, and I'll get some decent farm from it, and no one was there to actually defend. So I go ahead and do that, and then
Dire's top tower
I guess
is
I'm
under
going to
attack.
push it out further.
Regeneration.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to go ahead and take the tier 2 here, or at least push on it and create some pressure because of all that stuff that's going on in the top lane. I figured if I had started attacking the tower, they would change priority and make their way that to the mid lane. But they didn't, so I pushed the creep wave up and then TP top, but no one's there. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe I should have reacted a little sooner to what was going on in that top lane to save some of those deaths. Maybe I should have TP'd in a little sooner to be there with my team. But I figured if I was pushing like that, they would have to come and address it. And it looks like they did actually back up instead of continuing the fight. I'm going to go ahead and pretend it's because of me. So we see the Pudge. We start chasing him a bit. He's waddling away. Sniper's right there. I get the stun off. I probably shouldn't have gone and run into him, but whatever. It's no big deal. Actually, we had a great Tide playing support too. He was real cool, hooking me up with. Oh, what's the word? Mind fart right now, honestly. Oh, sharing some tangos with me and so on. Also, at this point, I'm like, alright, I'm going to farm their jungle up a bit. So when they respawn or they try and come back in the lane, they don't have the free farm. See the Shadow Shaman standing there. Get the stun off on him. Don't really chase him anymore after that. Maybe a wasted opportunity.
Radiant's middle tower
So at this point,
is
I'm
under
just
attack.
trying to honestly, I've pretty much given up on supporting, and I'm trying to farm up a Desolator.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So I see that the mid lane obviously is getting attacked. Get the stun off. Oh, but then there's a Pudge. Son of a bitch. Pretty good hook, and I definitely paid for it. He goes and he's running after the sniper.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm dead, but picking up another TP scroll. Still sitting on those two wards, and I was even in their jungle where I could have placed a pretty
Dire's top
effective
tower
ward.
is
Here
under
I'm
attack.
thinking about buying smoke, if not to move in on them. But
Dire's top tower
so
is
here
under
I'm
attack.
just heading back into the mid lane, try and defend it a little bit more. Push it out because the tower's getting real close to where I'd probably want to go ahead and deny it. So I know that Pudge is sitting over on this ridge. Juggernaut goes in, but the spin is a little too soon. Gets hooked, but we end up getting the kill.
You should be honored.
So here we're going to go ahead and push on the mid tower. Pressure him
Dire's
again.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I think that's Sniper teleporting in.
Radiant's
And we're
top tower is
going to
under
go ahead
attack.
and try and push their
Dire's
mid
middle
tier
tower
3.
is under attack. Radiant's
Then
top
I see
tower
that
is
Sniper
under
had come
attack.
in, get the stun, lock him down for Juggernaut.
Upon my life.
And we're right back
Dire's
to
bottom tower is under
trying
attack.
to push. I
Dire's
swapped
bottom
myself
tower
with the
has
Pudge
fallen.
thinking it would save Tide, but clearly that didn't happen. So I've built my Desolator, and I've started to try and build a Butterfly, figuring at this point they don't really need me solely as a support. I do quite a bit of damage, so I might as well capitalize on it. Be a bigger threat.
Some things you weren't meant to see.
So here we go. I've got the Desolator. I'm wondering where I should head back into the game. Decide to go back mid, seeing everyone seems to be in the bottom lane. I don't know if I've noticed that Death Prophet moving in. I heard that, I know that. But I get a ward down in the middle.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I go check on the rune, see if there was a rune there, but there wasn't. Then I decide I'm going to come up here and push this lane up.
Oh, that was a hell of a recoil.
And continue to farm, trying to get the Butterfly. And then I remember, hey, I've got one more ward. Why don't I place this somewhere over here? Thinking that these are aggressive positions. Once again, not something I'm kind of new to, making this a part of my game. So any tips or advice that those of you watching this video can give me would be greatly appreciated. Get the stun on her and capitalize on it. I think I saw the Pudge and I backed away. Or maybe I didn't even see him. Yeah, because we're completely farming, completely oblivious to the Pudge. And he's actually not even doing anything.
Top tower is under attack.
There's a Shadow Shaman. Don't even notice that he's there either.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But then I see the pink X next to the creep wave. I go to move closer, but realize that me by myself, I'm not going to be able to take Shadow Shaman and Pudge. So I want to just stay close, get the stun off, and they're dealt with.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So I'm out of TP scrolls. I run back up to the side shop, buy a couple of those, and then I teleport top to stop this push, get the stun on the Death Prophet. But that Viper, there was nothing I could really do against him. His armor was pretty damn high at this point. The most dangerous guy on their team is definitely Viper at this point.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's top
So there's only been like 2 times during this game that I've actually seen Shadow Shaman use his ultimate. So Viper's attacking the tower. I know we're pushing bottom, but to me, it's time to play a little defense. So I go ahead and teleport in. I know he's gone off that way, but I know pretty much by myself there's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do to him. I try and swap him into turret range or tower range and then stun him, hoping that the damage that does would be enough to take him out, but clearly it didn't help at all. Perhaps it was a flawed thought process, but honestly, by myself, I figured it was the best chance I had. So I'm just checking around the map. Should have denied that tower. I should probably pay a little bit more attention to stuff like that so I can make sure that they're not getting the gold from that. That tower still being up served us really no purpose. There's one hit away from them destroying it. So Lycan's still just going to town in that bottom lane. Apparently he's been pushing it. Got the barracks under attack, but now he's backing away. I'm heading over to the secret shop. Not really sure why. Decided to come back mid, stop this wave from pushing, and get some farm. So I see the Pudge, but I don't want to initiate on him because I thought I was by myself. We all come mid, and there's a period where, so he drops those wards, and we're like, fuck it, we're not going to go that way then. So we decided to just nix that idea and go push the wave bottom. Shadow Shaman runs up. I get the stun and the kill.
I slough off physical existence.
Dire's bottom barracks. Dire's
So,
structures are
Viper just tears me apart.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
And Pudge's Aegis really didn't help him out too much. So at this point, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be building this butterfly, because
Dire's middle tower
at this point we're doing quite a bit of damage. They're already at the middle towers,
Dire's middle tower has
completely bypassing
fallen.
their
Dire's
tier
middle
3.
tower is under attack.
Boom, and then Lycan just goes to town. They actually are able to stop Lycan.
Is under attack.
He buys back, which isn't a bad buyback, I guess, because we were that close to victory. It doesn't look like we'll need to be on any dire kind of defense at this point. All of our tier 2s are still up. I move up, realize I'm by myself, not much I can do, so I back up, knowing that our team will probably be initiating on them somewhere in the middle lane. I come up, get the stun, and just run back to the tower. So, right before I kill the Death Prophet, I got the hook, but I decided to run. I think... hooked again. So, yep. Silly death. I probably shouldn't have been that greedy. I should have just stayed on the defensive. That's an unfortunate deal. They were very close to getting that Death Prophet, but her exorcism got the best of them. So I buy back at this point because, once again, I figure we're not really going to be at that point where we're going to be on that kind of crazy defensive. We're very close to a victory. Head over, see the Shadow Shaman trying to push the lane, deal with him quickly.
From the fire hill.
And at this point, I think I'm just waiting for the team, so I'm just sitting around playing a little defense. We got a bunch of guys in the fountain still. I don't really know what's going on. Then all of a sudden, Sniper teleports in the lane. I'm like, okay. So Sniper's going to go push top, apparently. It looks like they're charging middle again. So I head over to try and get position. Yep, definitely looks like they're coming middle. He gets the hook. And I try and run. This time I get away. And something I'm noticing now in the replay that I'm not making a conscious effort to do, although I thought I tried to do it at some point in this video, is tread switching. So if you're... I have it set on agility because it increases my attack speed. But if I'm being attacked, I really should be switching it to strength so it increases my HP. There, I just go to deal with the Shadow Shaman, but because they were pushing and not playing any defense, obviously our creeps were able to get in and get the win. So, takeaways for this, I guess, maybe a little too focused on harass in the early game. Didn't really use my wards appropriately, I guess. I think that was a thing that I really could have done better and more often. Also, the tread switching, that's really something I need to work on and learn to do more. Other than that, that's really all I can think of for this. So, once again, those of you that watch this video, please, by all means, give me any tips or tricks that you think would help me improve my game. As you guys can see, I'm getting very close to that level 13 where I'll be able to do my calibration matches. So stay tuned for that. I plan on recording all of those and either streaming them and then just putting them up on YouTube or doing replay analysis on them. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you thought this video sucks, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. But any tips you can give, I would appreciate them in the comments section of this video. And I'll see you guys next time.